Let's start today's topic, rotational motion of rigid body. Okay. So first of all, can anybody explain me what do you mean by rigid body? What do you mean by rigid body? क्या मतलब होता है rigid का?
Ma'am, solid.
Solid
body.
Solid body. Okay. And anything else? When we say that person is very rigid, then what does it means? पर्सन के लिए भी तो कहते हैं ना कि वो बड़ा रिजिड है अपने व्यूज को लेके. क्या मतलब होता है इस बात का?
मैम स्ट्रॉन्ग है या कॉन्फिडेंट है.
स्ट्रॉन्ग या कॉन्फिडेंट. ओके. एनीबॉडी एल्स? और कोई कुछ बताना चाहेगा? एक बात तो ठीक है कि rigid body, when we are talking about rigid body, that means we are talking about solid bodies. Why? Because in rigid bodies, if we are talking about person also, that means if somebody is rigid about his views, that means कि external surrounding से कोई भी बात आए, external surrounding की कोई भी views आए, वो अपना views नहीं बदलता, वो अपने views पे rigid रहता है. ठीक है. जब हम बात करते हैं रिजिड बॉडी की, एज वी नो दैट कि एनी काइंड ऑफ बॉडी, मे बी दिस इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट शेप, दिस इज एनी काइंड ऑफ शेप, is made of many kind of particles, right? Many kind of particles are present in the body, and if we are applying any external force, okay, if we are applying any external force, then if there is no displacement in the particles or a very less displacement which is almost negligible, then this kind of body is called rigid body. Okay. If we have a small ball of iron, if we have a small ball of rubber, so when we apply the force here, if this is a ball of rubber and this is a ball of iron, then whatever particle of rubber is present here, these particles get displaced, right? But the displacement of particle of iron will be so less that it is negligible, and we can say that this ball is a rigid body. Okay. So if we are applying any force in any body and there is no displacement in the particles of that body, that means there is no change, any kind of change in the shape of the body, then that body is a rigid body. Okay. Now, what do you mean by rotational motion? What do you mean by rotational motion?
It was circular motion.
Circular motion. And anything else? See, this is also a rotational motion, right? So when we are talking about rotational motion is motion around circular, of course in a circular way, around a particular certain point or around a axis, that is called axis of rotation, right? If this is a disk, okay, and this is rotating around this axis, so this is the direction of the rotation and this is your axis of rotation, right? This is your axis of rotation, and this axis of rotation, around this axis of rotation, this is your direction of angular motion, and this velocity is called angular velocity, which is defined by omega. ये हम लोग पहले पढ़ चुके हैं in previous chapter, right? What is the unit of angular velocity? What is the unit of angular velocity? guys not even remember the unit of angular velocity? Radian per second. अभी पढ़ाया और अभी भूल जाते तुम लोग. Okay, radian per second.
Radian per second.
Okay, so we know that if for translation motion is possible when we apply any force, right? When we apply any force, then in that direction the translational motion is possible. So for the rotational motion we also need any force, right? For example, this is a body, any kind of body, and this body is restricted by this point. For rotational motion, we have to see what is the axis of rotation, or we can say that from which point that body is restricted. Then only we can say that this is the rotational motion. If this body is restricted by this point, so this will be the axis of rotation. इसके around ही rotation करेगी ये body. Yes, so this will be the axis of rotation. And if we apply the force, like we are applying this force in this direction, then this body will rotate in anti-clockwise. Yes? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
this is your line of action of force. Just draw a imaginary line. This is your line of action of force. So the perpendicular distance, maybe this is R, the perpendicular distance this, and this force. The product of this force and this perpendicular distance, the product of this force, applied force, and this perpendicular distance between the axis of rotation and line of action of force is called moment of force. What is moment of force? Okay, the product of the applied force and this distance is called moment of force, and this quantity is called torque. Have you heard about torque? Have you
Yes,
heard
ma'am.
about torque? See, like in translational motion, we need a force to see that motion. Same kind of role is playing by the torque in rotational motion. And rotational motion is also called moment of force. This torque is also called moment of force, and this torque is equal to the product of the cross product of, or the product of the applied force and the perpendicular distance between axis of rotation and line of action of force. Is this clear? कि torque क्या है और किस किस चीज पे डिपेंड करेगा? Torque will depend upon the applied force and the perpendicular distance. Okay?
Yes,
Is this
ma'am.
clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so can you tell me what will be the unit? Unit क्या हो जाएगी torque की? As you can see that here the force and this is the distance.
Newton meter.
This position vector, both are the vector quantity. Okay. So torque is also a vector quantity, and it is represented by tau. This sign is called tau. T को थोड़ा सा ऐसे घुमा देना है. Okay. This sign is called tau, and tau represent the torque. Tau equals to F vector cross R vector. In the chapter vector product and scalar product, I have given this example that the cross product of force and the distance is called torque. This is the cross product of two vector quantity and it is given a vector quantity. And W equals to F dot D, that is the dot product. ठीक है, तो यूनिट क्या हो जाएगी इसकी? हाँ बताओ.
Newton meter.
Newton meter. And what is the dimensional formula? What will be the dimensional formula?
L square T minus 2.
Ml square T minus 2.
2.
So, yes, this is your torque. So, this thing, always consider this thing, the same role torque is playing in rotational motion. What role is playing force in the translational motion? Okay. And moment of force. See, if you can compare in last chapter when we are talking about moment of mass, then we are doing the product of mass and the distance from the point m1 r1, m2 r2, m3 r3, right? And here we are talking about moment of force. So the product of force and the distance from the axis of rotation. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if any body is doing rotational motion like this is your rotational velocity omega. Okay. Or what is the relation between the rotational variable and the linear variable? एक रिलेशन हमने पढ़ा था लीनियर वेरिएबल और रोटेशनल वेरिएबल के बीच, याद है? लास्ट चैप्टर में पढ़ा है. Have you remember? चलो. Well, so formula of angular velocity will be, what is the formula of angular velocity? Omega equals to change in angular displacement with respect to time, that is delta theta upon delta t, right?
Yes,
यही था. Okay, so this is your angular velocity. Now tell me what will be the angular acceleration? What will be the angular acceleration? Angular acceleration, like acceleration is change in velocity with respect to time, same in rotational motion. Angular acceleration equals to change in angular velocity with respect to time. So it will be equal to d omega upon dt. And angular acceleration is represented by alpha. Alpha equals to d omega upon dt. Okay. Always remember these symbols. Don't be confused. Tau represent the torque. Alpha represent the angular acceleration. Omega represent the angular velocity. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And angular acceleration represented by alpha. Alpha equals to d omega upon dt. So these are the variable which define the rotational motion for any body. Okay. Now we will see the relation between linear variable and rotational variable. देखो अभी दो बात तो हो ही गई. लीनियर वेरिएबल्स में अगर हम बात करें तो वो कौन कौन से टर्म है जो लीनियर मोशन को डिफाइन करते हैं? तो लीनियर मोशन को वेलोसिटी डिफाइन करेगी v और एक्सेलरेशन डिफाइन करता है a. ये दो मेजर टर्म है, इन्हीं से हम बताएंगे कि मोशन कैसा हो रहा है. और सेम थिंग ओमेगा रोटेशनल मोशन में और एक्सेलरेशन की बात करेंगे तो अल्फा. तो कुल मिला के इन्हीं के बीच का कुछ रिलेशन होगा, राइट? इनके बीच का एक रिलेशन पढ़ा है लास्ट चैप्टर में, v और ओमेगा के बीच का. क्या था बताओ? What was the relation between v and omega in the last chapter? I've derived the formula also.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, बोलो बोलो.
Ma'am, V is equal to omega, R omega.
Yes, v equals to r omega. Okay, so now I am deriving also, like in xy plane we have any body. Okay, we have any body in xy plane. Okay, and this is your origin, and this body is moving in this direction, anti-clock direction. This body is moving in anti-clock direction. Okay, and here at point P, this will be the distance, and this is your angular displacement, that is theta. Okay, and this curve is almost equal to the linear displacement, and we can represent by small s. Okay, and this is your small r, the distance from the point where we are finding the angular velocity. Okay, now what is the formula of angle? Angle equals to theta equals to क्या होता है? Arc upon radius, right? So angle equals to arc upon radius. So in this situation, angle is your theta and arc will be s. This linear displacement and this length of this curve will be equal here, almost equal, and s equals to r. So we can write s equals to r theta. Okay. Now for small time interval, or we can divide it by t. If we take a small element, for a small element, I can write like this, ds r d theta. Okay, and divide it by delta t for time interval delta t. Okay, and this is very small, almost tends to 0. So ds upon dt equals to r d theta upon dt. ds upon dt, right? Change in linear displacement with respect to time. This will be equal to the v, and here r, and this will be equal to the omega, d theta upon dt. Change in angular displacement with respect to time. So this is the relation between v and omega. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now with the help of this equation, if we are taking this equation also for the small time interval, that in delta t, if the time interval is very small, so we can apply the limit and we can write in the term of ds and dt. So for small time interval, I am taking this equation. I can write like this, dv upon dt equals to r d omega upon dt. Right? Just divide by the small time interval from both sides. Just write a line that we are dividing by dt from both sides. So dv upon dt, change in velocity with respect to time, is equal to acceleration. So I can write here a, right? R is same. D omega upon dt, change in angular velocity with respect to time, equals to alpha. So a equals to r alpha. Both are important for numerical wise also. So this is the relation between linear variable and angular variable. V equals to r omega and a equals to r alpha. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, what do you mean by inertia? What do you mean by inertia?
External force.
Inertia is
External force.
external
Force.
force. Okay. Anybody else? What do you mean by inertia? Go to the Newton's law of
Inertia is the
motion. The
property.
first law is called of law of inertia. क्यों बोलते थे? क्या मतलब था inertia का?
मतलब जो बॉडी है वो अपने उसी पोजीशन पे रहना चाहेगी जब तक उस पे कोई एक्सटर्नल फोर्स ना लगाया
External
जाए.
force.
Yes. So the quality of the body or the virtue of the body which resists any kind of change, that is called inertia, right? And we directly connect the inertia with the mass. If any body is heavy, it contain high mass, then the inertia of that body is also high, right? यही तो था, यही था
Yes,
ना?
ma'am.
Yes,
हाँ.
ma'am.
Now here in rotational motion we will talk about moment of inertia. Moment of inertia, because the motion here we are talking about rotational motion. Okay, so what is the rotational motion? If this is any kind of body and this is action of rotation and this body is rotating in this direction, okay, and many kind of particle is there. Right now I am considering only 4 particles for the simplification in this body. Okay, so the distance, perpendicular distance, here the distance will be r1 if this is particle 1, particle 2, particle 3 and particle 4. Okay, and here if this point is the pivoted point, so this will be r2, this will be r3 and this will be r4. This is the minimum distance from the axis of rotation, okay, by the particle. So moment of inertia is equal to product of mass like m1, m2, m3, m4 moment of inertia of any particle is equal to the product of mass and square of the distance from the axis of rotation. Okay.
Yes,
Moment
ma'am.
of inertia of any particle is equal to the mass of the particle and square of the distance from the axis of rotation. Now, if we talk about this body, so what we will do? We will find out I1, I2, I3, I4, like I1 equals to M1 R1 square plus then I2 M2 R2 square plus M3 R3 square plus M4 R4 square, and we can finally find out the moment of inertia of the whole body. Moment of inertia is symbol is capital I. Okay. Moment of inertia is
Yes.
indicated by capital I. Unit will be kg meter square. Okay. And ml square will be dimensional formula, right? And if you want to write the definition of moment of inertia, so moment of inertia of any particle is equal to the product of its mass and square of the distance from the axis of rotation. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, first of all, you can see that moment of inertia is depend upon
Mass.
किस पे डिपेंड कर रहा है? मास पे and
Distance of particle.
and distance from the axis, distance of the particle from axis of rotation, and it depends upon distribution of mass also. Okay, because in every body it is not necessary that distribution of mass is always uniform. Okay, it can be non-uniform distribution also. कहीं बहुत ज्यादा dense हो, कहीं उतना dense ना हो, right? So moment of inertia depends upon 3 factors: mass and the distance from the axis of rotation and distribution of mass. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for any particular body like this equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4. That means M1 R1 square plus M2 R2 square plus M3 R3 square plus M4 R4 square. So I can be written as summation of Mi Ri square, and here because I am taken 4 particles, so I can write I equals to 1 to 4. n particle लेंगे तो I equals to 1 to n लिख देंगे, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं. यहाँ पे बेचारी particle लिए, so summation of I equals to, here we are adding this moment of inertia as a scalar quantity. यहाँ तो हम सीधे सीधे ऐड कर ले रहे हैं जैसे स्केलर क्वांटिटीज को ऐड करते हैं, but moment of inertia is not always scalar in nature. Now you have to find out that moment of inertia is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity or any other quantity. Okay, so just write down a question. What is the nature of the moment of inertia? It is a scalar quantity, vector quantity, both, or any other quantity. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so this is the summation, and you know that summation is helpful for a limited particle, right? If the particles are limited, then summation is okay. And when we are talking about number of particles, then we use integration. So this formula I equals to summation of mr square will change when we talk about the continuous distribution of mass, and when we talk about number of particles, this formula will change for integration r square and dm. R square to r square ही रहेगा, and mass will be the element of small element of mass, and this summation will change into integration. This is the formula of integration. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so note down these two formula, both are very important. Now, you know the equation of motion. You know about the 3 equation of motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
are the equations of motion? बताओ भाई. V equals to,
U plus AT.
right, and S equals to UT
UT
plus,
plus half
half
AT
AT
square.
square.
and V square equals to U square plus 2A.
U square plus
Yahi tha?
2AS.
Where?
When we use this
Yes, ma'am.
equation in rotational motion, now these are for linear motion, right?
Yes,
When we use this for rotational motion, then in the place of S, write theta, okay? Angular displacement. In the place of acceleration A, what will we write in the place of acceleration?
alpha.
Alpha. Alpha will be the angular acceleration. In the place of V, we will write omega. ठीक है? Angular velocity.
Yes.
In the place of U, we will write omega naught या omega dash. Okay. So omega naught defines the initial angular velocity. So your formula, your equations are here. Omega equals to omega naught plus alpha t. Theta equals
Alpha
to
t.
omega naught t
Omega
plus
naught
half
t
alpha t
plus half
square,
alpha t square.
right? So
Omega
here
square.
omega square equals to omega naught square
Omega
plus
naught
2
square.
alpha
2
s.
alpha t.
तो इस
Theta.
तरह से याद रख सकते हो कि बस किसकी
Theta,
जगह
ma'am.
क्या प्लेस करना है. ओके,
Yes, ma'am.
We will apply these equation in the numerical also. You can just relate these two. ये तो याद ही है, बस ये याद रखना कि किसकी जगह पे क्या प्लेस करना है. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So this is your linear displacement, right?
Yes,
Unit
ma'am.
of this linear displacement will be meter. Angular displacement की unit क्या होगी? Units are very important. बताओ भाई angular displacement की unit क्या होगी? Angle की unit क्या होती है? What is the unit of angle?
Radian.
Yes, radian, degree. If the displacement is given in degree, you can change in radian. What will be the unit of angular acceleration? What will be the unit of angular acceleration?
Meter per second.
Hmm?
Ma'am, meter per second square.
वो तो इसकी होती है ना, मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, लीनियर की. अरे एंगुलर वेलोसिटी क्या होती है? अच्छा ये बताओ, अभी बताई थी हमने.
The rate of change of angular displacement.
यूनिट बताओ बच्चा, अभी बताई थी यूनिट.
Angular velocity की मैम.
Radian per second.
वेरी गुड.
Radian per
Radian per-
second.
तो अगर वेलोसिटी की रेडियन पर सेकेंड है तो एक्सेलरेशन की रेडियन पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर हो जाएगी. इसमें इतना क्या सोचना है? एक्सेलरेशन वेलोसिटी तो एक दूसरे से रिलेट करते ही ना.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, units are very important. If you are writing your answer in numerical and in anywhere without unit, if you are defining any quantity, that quantity is not complete. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
कोई स्मॉल g की वैल्यू 9.8 बताए तब भी ठीक ही है, और 9.8